It's always really nice to return to a place where I've really played well. My closing round of 61 was probably one of the most memorable rounds of my career. There's so many great players out here playing this week, but it would be unbelievable to win this tournament for the third time.
Hello and welcome to the Sergio Melpignano Senior Italian Open here at San Domenico Golf Club on the beautiful Puglia coast. Last year, James Kingston came running through the field with an 11 under par final round of 61 that was 4 shots better than anyone else on the day. We'll be catching up with James shortly, but first of all, let's hear from some of his rivals.
I've been here a few times now and generally played quite well, so it gives you a bit of confidence, and yeah, looking forward to the week. It's a beautiful spot and the weather's fantastic.
The course is playing soft. Had a bit of rain last week apparently, so the greens are soft, fairways are soft. So it's going to be playing quite long. You need to hit fairways because the rough's quite juicy out there, so it's yeah, it's going to be, I think, premium on hitting fairways.
This course, I think, is going to compensate everybody. I don't think there's a long hitter or short hitter, you know, everybody can do well. I think on the course, the green's looking good. You know, I think it's if you just stay at the present and do your best in every hole. Because, you know, obviously the field's going to be a strong field again, and yeah, just have to keep calm and then keep patient.
The last winner on tour was Englishman Van Phillips, who came out on top in the Winston Golf Senior Open after a 4-hole playoff victory over Philip Archer and Adilson de Silva. He was delighted with his Maiden Legends Tour title.
When I came out at 50, I wasn't able to play at all actually. I had a shoulder injury, so I missed the whole first year. Then I came out the next year and had a back injury, so it's been like a catalogue of injuries, and all the hard work just really paid off, and it was just so nice to get that victory, yeah.
That win moved Phillips to 19th on the MCB Road to Mauritius, but the top 10 looks like this. It's all to play for as we enter the final stretch of tournaments, and it's Brazilian de Silva who tops the rankings, hoping to go one better than last year when he finished second behind Peter Baker. James Kingston is something of an expert here at San Domenico, having won this tournament at this venue in 2021 and 2023. Earlier this week, I sat down with the South African to discuss one of the keys to doing well here, handling the wind. What does it take to be a good wind player?
The one thing that we all, the top players do is we don't try and hit the ball hard. We try and kill the shaft, the kick in the shaft by gripping down, which stiffens the shaft and it gets rid of the extra spin, and we try and hit it softer. So that's one of the biggest mistakes we notice when we play with the regular players, the amateurs. The moment the wind blows, they try and hit it harder because they feel they're not going to reach. And the harder they try and hit it, the less chance there is of reaching. The softer you hit it, the further the ball actually goes.
We often hear professionals talk about when there's a wind off the side, I'll hold up a little draw into it or a fade into it. Is that something you like to do, or do you tend to go with the wind?
You've got to understand your ability and what you can do. So for me, I would normally suggest use the wind rather than fight it. But then the better your skill level is, the more you can actually hit shots and fight the wind a little bit, because when you do, it's easier to get a straighter ball flight as well.
Would you say in strong winds, in terms of your strategy and where you're aiming, you should play a bit safer?
In general, players tend to sort of aim, they try and use the wind, they try and hit the shot that using the wind or holding it up or whatever. But if you make a mistake, you want to make the mistake towards the safer side of the flag. I like to be able to shape the shots, so if the pin is in the right-hand corner, I'd like to hold it, but maybe aim just left of the flag. So if I cut it, I can hold it there, but if I then make a mistake, the wind would just move it to the center part of the green. Same for hitting it when the pin is on the left-hand side. I'd like to try draw it. So you aim sort of middle of the green, trying to work it towards the flag. But if it doesn't happen, you're missing in the centre of the green. So you at least you've got a good access to the flag, and you don't short side yourself. Try to not fight the wind. Aim and picture the wind moving your ball in a direction. But wherever you're going to miss, try and make it on the open side of the flag, and don't short side yourself.
I want to take you back to last year, 61 in the final round, absolutely sensational. Are there any shots that stand out for you there in the wind where you did have to manipulate and create something?
The shot I hit into the 18th green, wind was off the left, and I had to turn an iron a little bit to fight the wind because I wanted to take on the flag. I felt like I needed to make birdie. I was able to turn the ball into the wind and hold it straighter, so I didn't have to aim left of the flag. Last little thing, you've got to be patient and try and play the more sensible shot instead of trying to take on the big shots, especially in windy conditions.
Brilliant stuff as always from James. A little later in the show we'll be catching up with one of our top performers this season, Yim Hegman. But before that, let's see the best of the early rounds action here at San Domenico with your commentary team, Paul Eales, and first of all, Michael McMullen.
Thanks, Kit. And we start with a man who's won this event twice before, both times on this course. Playing the back nine first, defending champion James Kingston had this birdie on 18 in an opening 70, but needing something better the next day, he could only shoot the same again and was effectively out of the running. There's never been a home winner of this event, but Alessandro Tadini raised hopes of changing that with a fine start. Also beginning from the 10th, he finished with 3 birdies in the last 4, setting up the last of those with this approach to complete a first round 64. Bradley Dredge's round took a while to get up and running, but the momentum generated by Eagle at the 10th fueled a run which saw him home in 29 as he got in on the same score as Tadini by stroking in this birdie putt on 18. So Dredge and Tadini shared the first round lead with Thomas Gurgler. The German's birdie here on 6 was followed immediately by another, and although he dropped a shot at the 8th, Gurgler got it straight back to complete his 64. Conditions just right for low scoring in round 1 then, and so it was again the following day when Dredge was among those starting on 10. The Welshman opened with consecutive birdies to move into double figures under par. And although he would miss this chance to add another here at the 14th, Dredge went on to close his round with 3 in a row for 67 and a total of 13 under. It was an even better day for Gurgler, who had already got to 13 under with 5 holes still to play. He averted the danger of a first bogey of the day here on 14 with a fine 20-footer, then followed up with 3 more pars before this approach set him up to birdie the 18th for the second day in a row. 66 for Gurgler as he claimed the outright lead. Tadini finished with his first drop shot of the week to complete a 72, which leaves him trailing by 6. Simon Griffith's 66 puts him third, 5 back of Gurgler.
I just want to keep doing what I have been doing, and I'm a very happy person. Doesn't matter if I win tomorrow, if I don't. If I win, it's nice. If I don't win, I won't,
And with us for this final round is Paul Eales, having signed off with an excellent 68, Paul.
Thank you, Michael. Iron play will be of a premium for these guys today. Soft conditions. We've got to hit it close with the pins being tucked away. Some final swings, nervous swings maybe, on the practice ground.
Conditions are ripe for low scoring again today at San Domenico. The final 3-ball of Thomas Gurgler, Bradley Dredge and Simon Griffiths getting ready to tee off behind me. I think it's going to take something low to bring this one home today.
Gentle opening hole, water down the right. That bunker's 300 yards, but it's only going to be an iron off the tee for most of the field this week. Certainly for our 2 leading players, 3 leading players even. Soft green means that the wedges spin an awful lot into these greens. As we thought, Bradley out with a driving iron. Quite hot off the face, these irons. Beautiful swing from Bradley. No sign of nerves there.
Hasn't perhaps been quite the year we might have expected from him. Currently just outside the top 20 on the MCB road to Mauritius, but a chance to make progress today.
Yeah, it's kind of a part-timer, Bradley, at the moment, but not for Thomas. He's grinding hard every day. And that looked like a nice start. Big bounce too.
Now, this is Brian Davis, who's only been eligible to play at this level for a couple of months. It's only his second Legends Tour appearance. He's made a good start to the final round, 2 under through the first 4.
Just a wedge into this short 5th. You can see the ball spinning back. You'd have expected a little bit more, but good control.
Dredge, another relative newcomer to the Legends Tour. He has won on it already at Hanbury Manor last year.
We should see some spin on this ball as it hits the green, digs in with a wedge. Beautiful approach from Bradley.
Well, Paul, Thomas Gurgler never won on the regular tour, so this is just a massive day in his life.
Yeah, somebody who's worked so hard. He's been coaching with the German national team, spending time with them, passing on his experience, and a nice opening approach from Thomas.
Yeah, that'll help with the nerves, which are bound to be there. Greg Owen was a winner on the regular tour, but surprisingly perhaps, only once at the British Masters in 03.
Yeah, big powerful man Greg, Nottingham Forest fan. Watch this spin. Oh my word. Well, was that lucky or unlucky, Michael?
Make up your own mind on that one. Greg Owen will go 2 under for the day when he taps that one in.
And Simon's a really, really good player. See the bandage on his left wrist there. Hits an enormous amount of golf balls, which doesn't help the wrist pain. But again, another nice approach with a wedge here to the first.
Now back to Brian Davis, looking to continue his very positive start.
Just hit that one through the break there. See the disappointment in his face. Tap in for a par on a hole, really that he's looking for a birdie, but a nice start to his round.
That might take away a little of the early momentum. Greg Owen then to complete the formalities. 9 under. We're looking for someone to make a final day charge. Maybe it will be him.
A quick putt here from the back of the green for Simon. A little bit of break from the left. Oh, he just never got that going. He's a little bit scared of that one, but that's understandable. New territory for him here this week.
He's been in really good form. Looking for his 8th straight subpar round. Now, Thomas Gurgler birdied this hole in round 1 and in round 2. This for the hat-trick.
Keep the pace up, Thomas. Oh, my goodness me. How did that not go in? Good putt. Just one to test the nerves on the opening hole. But a nice, comfortable par.
It does, though, present an opportunity for Dredge to join him immediately at 14 under.
Yeah, Bradley's a terrific putter. He doesn't miss too many of these. Back of the hole. Nice start.
So immediately there's a change at the top as Dredge and Gurgler are now tied. Playing companions Davis and Owen have both had a couple of early birdies, and they're best of the rest alongside Griffiths and Emmanuel Canonica, all trailing by 5, but with plenty of time to chase down the leaders.
Welcome back to highlights of the Sergio Melpignano Senior Italian Open. Yim Hegman is enjoying one of the best seasons of his Legends Tour career, including a win at the HSBC Legends Championship, and I spent some time with him earlier this week. Yim, great season so far. Top 22 in all 3 of the majors you've played, 3 top 5s, and of course the win in India as well. How do you assess it?
It's been a really good season in the majors. You know, it's obviously the 3 tournaments of the season that you do look forward to the most. And then obviously on top of that, get another win on this tour.
How'd it feel to get back in the winner's circle and in really impressive fashion as well?
You know, as it was a wire to wire, you don't really get off the tension for the 3 days. You're on it all the time, you got somebody on your back all the time, and it was really nice that last day to open up a gap to the Indians. I mean, G was there and he put some pressure on me earlier on, but as I said, you know, I made a few birdies and I managed to keep the gap and just hold on, really. I don't know, Joey, but maybe we need to take that lip out of play.
Yes.
You know, and try to be short. Or you just. It's quite a bit of room here as well. If you get it over there.
Over there. Yeah, correct.
It's a lot of room.
Yeah.
Your long-time caddy, Joey, goes everywhere with you, of course. How important is he in what you've been achieving?
Of course, I mean, he's been a part of my game for the last over 20 years now. So, you know, we go everywhere together, but he didn't go to India. But anyway, that's the only one he's missed since 1999. But anyway, you know, he goes anywhere I go, and I appreciate that. That back pin here, it could be a 3, and that's the only place where I could actually see the long iron coming into play like that.
Correct.
What has been the key to your brilliant form this year?
2 key things. I managed to get a pitching wedge that's worked really well on this tour. Got changed that from a more groovy one that got a bit more grip on the ball, and also changed my driver to a slightly shorter one with a stiffer shaft with more loft. So maybe fractionally shorter off the tee, but certainly straighter. I told you I could do that too.
Joachim, thanks for your time and best of luck this week and the rest of the season.
Thanks, Kit. Thank you very much.
Well, Hegman's good form of this year briefly deserted him in the early part of the final round as he played the first 5 holes in 2 over. A first birdie did arrive at the 6th, and here he set up the chance of another 2 holes later. Hegman missed the putt though, and another par on 9 had him out in 38. Simon Griffiths was among those who needed a lot of birdies. He got an early one at the 2nd, then another here on 4. A quartet of pars to follow kept the Englishman at 11 under. For Andrew Marshall, the first move came with birdie at the 4th. This putt saw him back it up with another at the next. He would also birdie 6 and 7. So it's 4 on the bounce for Marshall, who's still looking for a first Legends Tour win. Now into a tie at the top, Bradley Dredge had designs on taking the lead by himself. Having missed the green to the left with his second shot at the long second hole, he needed to get up and down to make it a birdie-birdie start. The hard part done, the putt would follow. But it wasn't enough to go clear, because on the same hole, Thomas Gurgler, who had made eagle here in his opening 64, holed a fine putt for a birdie of his own. Two holes later, he made another to go back into a one-shot lead. Dredge had drawn level again by the time they reached the 8th, where Gurgler compiled his 3rd birdie of the day to be out on his own again. Only very briefly though, because with this putt, Dredge had birdied the 8th in all 3 rounds, and they were tied once more at 17 under. Marshall's had a couple more birdies to keep alive an outside chance. He now shares 3rd on 13 under with Stephen Richardson, whose eagle at 10 has helped him to be 8 under for the day, with 3 holes to go, as the final group come to the last hole of their front 9, Paul.
Yes, back into a gentle breeze off the left-hand side. Bunkers right, bunkers left, so just a smooth driver here for Bradley. One of the more powerful players out on the Legends Tour. What a rhythm, what balance. And what a result.
Simon Griffiths looking to be one of those guys who come along in seniors golf every now and then and do so much better than they ever did in their regular careers.
Quick player, quick rhythm, and a welcome addition to the Legends Tour. Simon is proving to be a very, very good player indeed. Now
this is Alessandro Tadini. He's had 3 appearances this season. Best was tied 19th in Zambia, his only top 20 so far.
There's a shortish par 5 coming back in the opposite direction to the 9th, so you can see the breeze helping, and that's an excellent approach shot there.
Yeah, Tadini, who got off to such a great start, still has every chance of being the leading home player.
Not always easy to get the distance right coming out of the semi-rough. It's a little bit fluffy round the course. And Thomas coming up a little shy there to a back pin. But he's fine.
No surprise at all to see Simon Griffiths doing so well. He's had 4 top 10s already in 2024.
Club right there. Spot on from Simon.
As we move ahead to 13, Andrew Marshall saw him make a big final round charge in India, came up just short there. And perhaps doing something similar today.
The consistency from Andrew is terrific, isn't it? Look at that, and another wonderful approach shot. Now Bradley from the middle of the fairway here on 9. Pin cut on that back right-hand side. Can't afford to go long. There'll be a 9-iron here for Bradley. Stop, stop. Oh, good. Didn't spin back. Excellent approach shot.
Let's go forward a hole to Alessandro Tadini after that wonderful approach. This is for Eagle to start his back 9.
Right to left putt. Oh, well done. What a start to your back 9.
Yeah, and you could say he needed that because he was out in 38 today.
Yes, the front 9, 37, 1 par 3, 2 par 5s. The 9th is a par 4, long range from Thomas here. Need to try and get this within 3 feet, which would be an excellent putt. Oh, he's just about done that. An awkward one, particularly in the final round and in the final group.
Now, the 13th has not been a happy hunting ground for Andrew Marshall so far. It's cost him a couple of strokes over the first 2 rounds. He should get one of them back here, and indeed he has. So Andrew Marshall, back-to-back birdies for him. He goes 14 under.
After that lovely approach across the green here, a little bit of left to right, but into the grain. It's a slow putt here on 9. Oh, wow. What a great try again from Simon. Terrific front 9 though, still in contention.
Now, Stephen Richardson is having an amazing day. That wonderful start to his career. Brilliant year in 91 when he was 2nd on the Order of Merit. Played in the Ryder Cup, had a top 5 finish in a major. Didn't quite happen for him after that, but he's playing very well today.
Yeah, terrific shot from Rico there. Great to see him out. Obviously a Ryder Cup legend and very much a European Tour legend. Now Bradley after that nice approach. Little from the right. Just didn't keep the pace up on the putt. Just took the grain, went left. But a nice opening 9.
Yeah, when he won in Madeira on the regular tour more than 20 years ago, a group of players sharing 2nd included Brian Davis and Andrew Marshall, who were both up there today. Dredge was the winner by 8 on that occasion.
Okay, Thomas, just right of centre, nice and firm. Well, went straight in.
Yeah, that had the potential to be a nervy moment to finish his front 9, but he's handled it very well. Gurgler out in 34, which is 3 under. Back to Richardson. He's been out here since 2016, only ever had 1 top 10 finish on the Legends Tour, a 6th in the Riegler and Partner Legends more than 3 years ago. Where has this come from? It's relentless stuff from Richardson, and who knows where it might lead if he could somehow find a couple more birdies. Greg Owen's charge was halted by a first drop shot of the day at 11.
What a tussle this has been between Bradley Dredge and Thomas Gurgler all week and on this front 9 so far. It's going to be a real sprint to the finish. Looks like it's a 2-horse race. Which one of them is going to get their hands on the trophy come the end of the day?
It's the final round of the Sergio Melpignano Senior Italian Open, which for the third time has come to San Domenico in the Puglia region. David Shacklady's been a winner on the Legends Tour 3 times. This birdie on 12 was his 6th of the day, but a couple of bogeys thrown in there as well mean he's almost certainly too far back to dream of a 4th win here. After a couple of early birdies, momentum stalled for Simon Griffiths, with 5 successive pars to the turn, but the long 10th is perhaps the best scoring opportunity on the course, and he took that chance with a birdie 4. Emmanuel Canonica was going along nicely until consecutive bogeys on 7 and 8, but he would also start for home with a birdie, and at the 163-yard 11th, his distance control was just about perfect. A short hole which yielded little joy for the field in this final round resulted in a 2 for Canonica, and with Alessandro Tadini taking 4 in the same group, Canonica's now 3 ahead in the race to be the leading home player. Things had gone a bit quiet for Greg Owen after his encouraging start to the round, but a top 5 finish was still there for the taking, and his chances improved greatly with this birdie putt on 16. Stephen Richardson's outside hopes of a first Legends Tour win were all but ended when he stuck his tee shot in a bunker at the 17th. He did save par from there though, to keep his final round bogey free. So increasingly it looked like a straight fight between Thomas Gurgler and Bradley Dredge, and the German struck a blow with this wonderful approach on 10. The eagle putt was not converted, but Gurgler moved to 18 under. Dredge was short in 2, but wasn't too far away from eagle himself. And once the Welshman had tapped in for birdie, they were tied again with 8 holes to go. Andrew Marshall looks like the only player now with any hope at all of stopping those two, but even he needs something extraordinary. Par at the last for Richardson should guarantee a first ever top 5 finish on the Legends Tour. Tell us about 13, Paul.
It's a lovely par 3, playing 171 yards today. The pin is cut behind that front left-hand bunker, and it's a beautiful little par 3. A little bit of breeze today behind off the right-hand side. It's just going to be a smooth 8-iron for Bradley here. Can't afford to go left of this flag. That's pretty good. Nice and solid there, keeping away from the trouble, which are the bunkers down the left.
Thomas Gurgler's wife Nicole on the bag. She was an LET player herself for a number of years and now coaches the national women's scene in Austria.
And spending lots of time on the range with Thomas, working on the golf swing. That again a little wide but safe.
Brian Davis coming towards the end of his round. I think he's going to be someone to watch over the next couple of years as he starts his over 50s career.
17, a long par 3. Breeze off the left hand side. Nice shot from Brian right over the top of the flag.
Been such a great few months for Griffiths. He had a wonderful run a couple of months back where he finished 6th, 5th and then 4th in successive starts.
Fingers crossed he keeps injury free. Stay there. That's a nice tee shot as well. Sets up a good birdie opportunity.
What a career Brian Davis has had. A couple of wins on the DP World Tour, multiple runner-up finishes on the PGA Tour in the States, and a top 6 finish once in the Open Championship. And he's still got it, Paul.
Wow, what a putt. Made that tough par 3 look easy.
So let's go back to Thomas Gurgler. He's got a good track record on this course. He was 6th last year. Best finish this season was tied 3rd in India, and he's been top 15 in all 3 events he's played since then. That not one of his greatest efforts though.
But does spend hours and hours on the putting green, Thomas, as most of the players do. Greg, one of the longer players on the tour. Managed to miss the bunker on the right. Can he convert this for a 2? No, just a little bit short. Never easy putting from the fringe onto the green. But a 3's a good score here on 17.
So we go back a hole to Andrew Marshall. Never won on the main tour, was twice runner-up though. Did win on the Euro Pro and on the MENA Tour. And he's a former British par 3 champion.
The tee box stayed back all week on this long par 5, 618 yards, so nobody getting home in 2.
Mentioned Dredge winning by 8 in Madeira. His only other win on the DP World Tour was the European Masters. Incredibly, he won that by 8 as well. He's also a World Cup winner with Stephen Dodd for Wales. And that's another one left short.
Not a great deal of pace in these greens this week. A lot of grain as well.
What a day for Stephen Richardson. Looks as though he is finally going to have his first drop shot of the day, but all in all, it's felt like 1991 again for him on this final lap of the course.
Yeah, a brilliant day for Steve, one of the most popular players out here.
Griffiths to get to 12 under. Probably too far back to win, but a lot at stake in the other placings as we come towards the end of the season.
Some movement on this one from right to left, and the green runs away from him as well, so got to be careful with this one, Andrew. A little too cautious. He knew what would happen if that ball was approaching the hole with any pace. And a par nevertheless.
Now back a few holes to Thomas Gurgler on 13. He's only dropped 2 shots all week, hasn't dropped any for the last 31 holes. This is a little tester as he looks to extend that run. He's made a few of those today. This wouldn't be a bad 5 in the end for Richardson, having been in that greenside bunker with his approach. And despite that bogey, he still equals the lowest round of the week. Great to see him playing so well again. A wonderful 64 for Stephen Richardson. So Marshall still not entirely out of this, but after birdie on 16, he probably needs 2 more. Griffiths has 5 to play, but looks too far back. Thomas Gurgler has such a good chance of his first Legends Tour win. Bradley Dredge has won out here, but only once. So it's going to be a big day in someone's career. Welcome back to San Domenico, where it seems the ship has sailed for those trying to catch Bradley Dredge and Thomas Gurgler. Simon Griffiths is among those competing to be best of the rest. 15 hasn't given up much to the front runners today, but Griffiths has birdied it to go 13 under par. On just his second Legends Tour start, it's been a big finish for Brian Davis. Birdies on 15 and 17 were followed by another here at the last. The Londoner home in 31 for a closing 66, and he's set to comfortably land his first top 10 finish among the over 50s. It's been a strong final round effort from Andrew Marshall, but he probably needed to hold this shot from a greenside bunker at the penultimate hole to retain any slight hope of winning. Not a bad effort though, par guaranteed. Back at the 14th, Dredge had left himself needing this for his par. So that was his first dropped shot, and by making par at the same hole, Gurgler was 1 clear again. Dredge then parred the next, so Gurgler would go to the 16th tee leading by 2 if he could get this birdie attempt to drop. It turned away just before the cup, but he stayed bogey-free for the round. Marshall has bogeyed the last, but his 65 means a top 5 placing is now in the bag. Davis has shown what can be achieved on those tough last 2 holes, but before they get there, the 2 remaining title hopefuls still have the last of the par 5s to play, and here is where Gurgler has got himself in 2 on the 16th.
Around about 100 yards, pin right at the back. Oh, what a shot from Thomas.
He's really standing up to the challenge. Don't forget, he never won on the regular tour. His best was finishing runner-up in the German Open behind Ian Woosnam back in 1996. Over to you, Dredge.
Yeah, the scoreboard will tell them it's probably match play between these two. Pressure on. Oh, Bradley caught that one heavy. Oh, he knew straight away that wasn't going to get back there. Interesting.
Let's jump ahead to 17.
Kidney shaped green on this long par 3. Pin today cut on the right hand side. And the player's having to go over the bunker. And the pin just 25 on, just over a ridge. Not easy to find the target here.
A couple of early bogeys really ended Hegman's hopes today, but he's been so consistent this season. 4 times he's been in the top 5.
Just dug its toes into the ridge there, just needed another 5 yards of flight on that one.
Now Griffiths, another player for whom second was the best he ever did on the regular tour in the China Open, 16 years ago now.
Another good pitch shot below the hole.
Hegman's played well here before. He was runner-up to James Kingston on this track back in 21.
You must ask him, who was the first Swede to play in the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, 93 at the Belfry. Many more have followed since.
Similar to Andrew Marshall's putt here, it's quick once it gets to the hole. Can he give it enough pace? Right to left. Go on, Bradley. Go on, Bradley. Oh, what a great try that was. That's only going to be a par, though.
Shack Lady for his par at the last. Just loves this course. He's been 3rd here in the past. He was 5th last year. Another good week for him this time.
Oh, great try, Shackers. Not seen as much of him this year.
Yeah, this is going to be his highest placing of the season by far.
Another good week in Italy.
Simon Griffiths is finishing strongly. He birdied 13, he birdied 15. This to make it 3 in the last 4.
Terrific putt there. That was outside the hole. Nice right to lefter.
Maybe would mean so much to Gurgler to win. He's from a big golfing family. His dad played on the European Tour. His grandfather was a pro as well. This to get to 19 under.
Firm back of the cup. Well done, Thomas. What a great birdie that was, and what a good time to do it.
Well, Dredge will tap in his putt for par, so Gurgler inches just a little further clear. Now, Griffiths gave himself every chance to continue his late momentum with this quality tee shot at the short 17th. From there, though, he took 3 putts, which just about ended his hopes of being 3rd on his own. Now 2 clear, Gurgler missed the green on 17, but put it to short range, lining up the par, which places so much pressure on Dredge's own attempt at a 3. Another shot gone for Dredge, and now he's 3 behind. So as they board the final tee, it is now very much in Gurgler's hands. The 18th is a hole that the German has birdied in both previous rounds.
450 yard par 4, 3 bunkers down the right, some wasteland there 100 yards short of the green, and a narrow green protected by 5 bunkers. It's a good closing hole. Pressure on the tee shot. Got to miss those bunkers down the right. Little bit of breeze into off the right. Oh, where's he gone? Applause, but he's watching it carefully. The bunkers there. Oh, terrific stuff from Thomas. Whew. Relax.
Hegman had a disappointing front nine, started for home with eagle on 10 and then birdie on 12, all par since then, and he has this to maintain that sequence. Certainly gave it every chance. Disappointing finish for the Swede though, he expects so much better. Meanwhile, Canonica has this to have all 3 rounds in the 60s. Well, not quite, but solid stuff this week for the man from the Piedmont region. So in the end, he will better Tadini by 1 to be the leading Italian. And also in this group, the final stroke of the week for one of half a dozen former Ryder Cup players in the field here.
Yes, and some PGA champions and a major winner.
Yeah, quiet final day for Hegman. He's poised to finish in the top 10 for the 6th time this year.
Bradley really needs to hole this one. Around about 160 yards. He comes up short. Oh, disappointing finish for Brad.
Likely to make any difference at this stage because of that 3-shot gap. And Simon Griffiths, as I said, he can't be third on his own now unless this goes in, but he can tie for third with a birdie, which would be his best Legends Tour finish ever.
Oh, bang on line as well. What a shot that was. Gives him a very, very good look at a birdie coming up. Now Thomas avoided the bunkers. Down the grip. Take the speed out of this one. Middle of the green. Well, a little bit duffy, wasn't it? A bit nervy.
Yeah, and that's why you build a big lead, isn't it? So that you can afford to do something like that as you close in on a landmark moment of what's been a very long career.
Great to see the 2 wives out there. Jin and Nicole cut in for their loved ones. Left side of the green is not the place to miss here. The slope all running away from you. But he's far enough away, Thomas, to get some speed into this one. So then he can get some height and a little bit of spin. Oh, he's played it well, hasn't he? Wow, what a way to finish off the week.
And the last little drop of anxiety that may have remained ebbs away from his body. Now it's all about enjoying this big moment.
Slow putt here for Bradley. Needs to give this one a bit of a whack. Up the slope. Bobbles. Pretty good from there.
Yeah, that second win on the Legends Tour will have to wait for another day, but he equals his best placing of the season. Already a member of the very select group to have won on the DP World Tour, the Challenge Tour and this tour, one of whom is sitting right next to me.
Ah, yes, many years ago. Good week for Bradley. A really, really solid performer. Oh, and the kiss is just the tonic he needs from wife Jin.
All 3 rounds in the 60s for Dredge. Griffiths can do the same and claim a share of 3rd place. Oh, that's such an impressive way to bounce back from the disappointment of 17. So 5 times now in his last 6 starts, he's finished 8th or better. All of which clears the stage for a very big moment in the career of Thomas Gurgler. In more than 200 starts on the DP World Tour, he never got over the line to win. But now, at the 42nd attempt, he's a winner on the Legends Tour. He's gone bogey-free for the 2nd day in a row, 64, 66 and 67 for Gurgler to win by 3 shots. All made even more special by having wife Nicole on the bag and on hand to start the celebrations, which are joined by James Kingston, who knows more than anyone about how to get the job done around here. Dredge finishes runner-up, just as he did twice in the Italian Open on the main tour. Griffiths, Davis and Richardson achieve their career best Legends Tour placings. And so does Gurgler, the first German winner since Alex Checa in the Senior Open Championship at Porthcawl 15 months ago.
It's amazing. Worked really hard the whole day. I wouldn't say I played as good as the last 2 days, but I, again, didn't make any mistakes. It was a close battle with Bradley, who's a very, very good player. And I got out on top, and that's fantastic, you know. I always play well when she's on the bag. It was due to win one with her on the bag. But for us, I think it's a great moment.
Gurgler leaps from 23rd place to 9th on the MCB road to Mauritius. Adilson de Silva's tie for 24th takes him a little further clear, with 3 events to go.
A beautiful trophy after a brilliant performance from Thomas Gurgler here in Italy. Congratulations, Thomas, and we will see you next time for the Farm Foods European Senior Masters, hosted by Peter Baker.